Making drastic change in your life can be extremely difficult and overwhelming. When you go to sit down and try and map it out, it just really causes brain paralysis and we end up doing absolutely nothing. We just get stuck in the same crappy spot that we're in. In this video podcast, I'm gonna give you 4 very, very important questions that I use when I coach all of my clients. And I promise you, when you sit here and listen to the questions and write down your answers, it will absolutely change your life and give you the confidence to take action and get the desired goals and outcomes that you want. My name is Brendan Lowe, creator of the Creative Freedom Podcast and Creative Freedom Academy. Thank you so much for watching. Before I dive in, go to brendanlowe.com/4 paths, BRENDEN low.com, /4 paths, to download the free resource that you're gonna need for this particular podcast to answer the questions. With that being said, let's dive right in. All right, welcome to the Creative Freedom Podcast. My name is Brendan Lowe. I'm your host as always. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously go ahead and hit like and subscribe and you'll get all of this content directly to you. If you're listening on any sort of audio streaming platform like iTunes, Spotify, or any other platform, go ahead and download or subscribe to the podcast and you guys will get all the latest podcasts that I release, all the amazing business education directly to you. Obviously, if you want to leave a review, if you're enjoying this, I'd greatly appreciate it. Others will be able to find it a lot easier. I hate when people do this, but we got to do it to build our audiences, and I'll talk more about that in the future. But again, thank you so much. We are here. This is going to be episode 3. I'm really, really excited for this particular episode. The way that I came about this is that one of my near and dear close friends who I play a lot of music with, I'm in lots of bands with, we do a lot of music. We're really close. We're great friends. Obviously, we do more than music too. We hang, talk about life, share cute animal Instagram videos. But she is sick and tired of being stuck financially, being in a crappy financial position. And she's a fantastic musician. She's got albums out. She tours. She's gigging. But as an artist, as we all probably know, right? This is the Creative Freedom Podcast. It's directed towards artists. It's directed towards people that want to make changes in their life and pursue their passion and live the life of their dreams. As artists, even if you're not an artist, right? Even if you're working a 9 to 5, which I did for so long in the gym industry, after I graduated from the New School University with my jazz piano performance degree, as someone who wants more from life and just expects more from life, and challenges ourselves to say, is this it? Like, is this what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life? Just working for a corporation, sitting in a cubicle, right? As these types of people, we have the desire to get out of this stuck position that we find ourselves in a lot of the times, 95% of the time, right? So she came to me, thankfully, and I'm so happy she did, because she's looking for some help. She's looking to get unstuck. And she wants to get out of the position that she's in. And believe it or not, I mean, as a musician, it's so hard. As any type of performing artist, it's so hard. No matter what you're doing, like any sort of grind kind of, job area or field in, the world is so hard to make money through creative arts and things like that. And it's funny because you would think that in this world today, I mean, the arts and a lot of the things that move us emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, they are the most meaningful to us. They make the least amount of money, which is so funny to me. Hopefully at some point in the world, this will change. But right? A lot of the high-paying jobs, not to say that the high-paying jobs aren't doing great things for the world. They are, obviously, doctors, things like that. Every other job that pays a good amount of money that you can think of. Lots of great professions, but especially the arts that are so, I don't want to say underappreciated because they're very appreciated, but the value of the money is just doesn't connect, right? So she wants more. She's gigging and touring. And she has albums out. I think she's got like 5 albums out, right? But she's not making it. she's not making ends meet. And this is the position that I was in before I started my first business, Jazz Piano School. And now obviously I'm here to help people. I'm here to coach people, educate other human beings on this earth about the, essence of life, and that there's more to what you think, you're doing right now. And you can absolutely do it. So we're going to meet, and what this episode is going to be about is going to be questions that you can start to ask yourself and figure out how to start. Because a lot of times it can be extremely overwhelming. It can be overwhelming. You'll have no idea. It's confusing. And what happens is you start to spin your wheels in the mud and nothing ever happens. Like you never start, right? Because just the simple idea of starting, that in itself causes you to freeze. It causes just mental paralysis where you have no idea what to do, and then you just keep going in the same direction that you're going. But we have to rock the boat. We have to change the course. We have to, move the direction of our compass somewhere else. We have to take a left turn or a right turn to get to a new place in life that we want to get to. So these questions that I'm going to let you guys think about on your own. What I'm going to do is present the questions. I'm going to talk about them a little bit. And you can start to ask these questions for yourself after you listen to this podcast. You can go back in your car, wherever it is. I highly encourage you to write them down. This is going to be kind of more of an exercise for you to start to think about what things you can change in your life. Okay? Now, these are the questions that I review and go over in depth with my clients, with the people that I'm coaching to change their lives, motivate, obviously start businesses, and really gain everything they want from life. And this is what we do when I'm sitting down and coaching with them. So you're going to get a little insight into this. Obviously, there's more questions. I got doodads, doohickeys chiming all over me. I got like computers and stuff like that. But anyway, the first question that I want you to ask yourself is this, okay? It's very simple. What do you want? And right now you're like, what do I want? Like, I don't know what I want. Okay. But I'm going to go a step further because a lot of people ask that question and I feel the same way. I'm like, I don't know what I want. I just want to get out of the place that I'm in now. Right. But I'm going to give you two options and they're going to sound too simple to be true. But do you want, okay, I'm going to give you three options. Excuse me. Number one, do you want more time? That's number one. Number two, do you want more money? Okay. And number three, do you want both? Okay. Number one, do you want more time? Number two, do you want more money? Number three, do you want both? Now, I'd argue that most desires, like deeper desires, these are like surface level things I'm talking about, right? Time and money. They're not really real life examples of what they actually lead to, which I'm going to talk about in just a second, because we really want to go as deep as possible. We don't want our why. We don't want our motivation, our inspiration to be surface level, because when the hard times come up, and they will come up as sure as the sun comes up every single day and goes down, you're going to face difficulties on your journey to get to where you want to be, to change your life. It's without a doubt. And when those times do come up, you have to have a why. You have to have a why that's going to keep you going and inspire and motivate you during the times that you don't want to do the thing that you need to do. When you don't want to do the things you know you have to do to get to the place you want to be at, right? So that's why we need to go deep. But again, we're going to start on surface level. So time, money, or both. Now let's talk about time for a second. When I was working at the gym, like 60, 70 hours a week, right? I was making decent money. Okay? And I was able to support myself. I was able to do a lot of fun things, but I had no time. I had absolutely no time to really take advantage of life, to spend my money, to go on trips, vacations. I got like 1 week of vacation. They would always say like, okay, you get 2 weeks, but it was never really that. And funny story, I tried to take a day off on my birthday one time, right? And on my birthday, I'd submitted in for the time off, but my manager still wanted me to come in, called me in to have a meeting on the day off I requested to talk about my budget, the sales of the gym, right? How crazy is that? And obviously you could say, well, why'd you go in, Brendan, right? Trust me, when you're under the pressure and you're under the stress of trying to perform in a job that's very stressful, right? That requires you to try to make your managers and bosses happy, and you have sales goals and things like that. Saying no in those situations is very harmful and detrimental to your career, to your position that you need, right? Because you need that paycheck. I needed that paycheck. Don't get me wrong. I had no other sources of income that was going to pay the bills. So like when you are reliant on your job to get that paycheck, you're going to do what they want you to do. And if you are unlucky in most cases and you get bosses or managers that are coming down on you hard, that are working you, right? Just bleeding you dry of all your energy, your soul, you're going to say yes, and you're going to go in on your birthday. I had these grandiose plans to go rafting. It was going to be amazing. At that moment, this was one of the turning points in my life. I was like, okay. I was like, F this. I can't do this anymore, right? So essentially, no matter what, right? I had lots of money. I didn't have lots of money. I shouldn't say that. I wasn't even making six figures, but I had I had a decent amount of money. I had no time, right? So you may be in a position where you're working a lot, right? I know people, lawyers, not doctors, but I should say bankers, things like that. I just know a lot of people that I'm friends with, acquaintances with, and they've quit their cushy six-figure job because it's too stressful, and they had no time. They had no time for themselves. They had no time to play with their kids. They had no time for their spouse, for their life, for their family, for their dreams, for their ambitions, for their travel, just to take a trip. Like they wanted to go to Europe. They wanted to travel the world or just see some amazing things in life, experience the beauty, right? And the awe of life. And they couldn't do that. No matter how much money they had, because they had no time, they couldn't do that, right? So think about that. Think about that in your life. Like, do you have time right now? Maybe you have lots of time, but you don't really have that much money, right? So that brings us to number 2. Maybe you want more money. You have lots of time. Now, this person that I'm going to help, this musician, I'd argue she has a decent amount of time. She's a freelance musician, and her schedule is very flexible. I got hair on my nose or something. Her schedule is very flexible, so she has a decent amount of time. So time's not really the thing that she's looking for, but it was for me. It may be for you, depending upon who you are. Listening to this right now, you may want more time in your life. Okay, so just think about that. So number 2, she wants money. Her financial situation is hurting. It's very difficult for her to pay the bills. And she wants more in life. She doesn't want to have to feel like crap when she goes to buy a nice coffee. Maybe that cost $5, $6, right? I'm not talking about Starbucks coffee. I'm talking about, some craft coffee at a nice coffee store. She doesn't want to have to feel like crap every time she sees the gas prices go up. She doesn't want to have to feel like crap going out to a nice dinner that's not once every 3 months, right? Maybe they want to go, her and her spouse, maybe they want to go out during the week, for a random occasion when she wants to buy a nice cocktail or take a trip. It's okay to want these things in life. You don't have to punish yourself by saying like, I don't deserve them. You may feel that way, but trust me, you deserve everything in life and more, because you know what? That leads to helping others. It leads to abundance for others, for yourself and others, because your positive energy, your growth, your potential that's rising and bursting through yourself spreads in a positive way to others that do the same thing and help other people. And in turn, you're helping others help others. Okay. And that's why this work to help yourself is so important. So she wants more money, right? So that's her main goal. Maybe you want more money, you have more time. And 3, time and money. Obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory. Someone who wants more time and more money, you may be working a crap job and not making any money, right? Let's say I don't even know what it is, but if you're working at McDonald's, not to say that there's not respect in hard work, right? That's not making money. That's obviously, something that's worth value. There's a lot of learning lessons there to be learned from those types of positions, but obviously you want more from life. You want more money. You want more time. Okay. And that's going to be number 3. Now, so that's what I'm saying. Pick and decide where you're at in your life right now. Decide which one of those you want. Because some of you listening right now, you may have a lot of time. Some of you listening right now, you may have a lot of money, or you may have a decent amount of money, but you just want more time. Now, the last point, I'll touch on this before I go on to question 2, is that you want to think about, again, the question is, what do you want? So time and money in your life, and I've done so much reflecting over the past 10 years of running my business of Jazz Piano School. I've done so much reflection over this because there's so many different paths that you will choose in business, as you'll start to find out, that are going to take you in different directions, right? So you can make money through passive income, which doesn't require a lot of your time. Now, there's different pros and cons to this, right? You can also make a little bit of money that that might work for you in your lifestyle. Like maybe you don't want much. Like I don't really need much. My main goals in life are to travel and like experience. I love experiencing things. Like I'm all about the experience. I'm an Enneagram 7 if anyone follows an Enneagram. So I'm all about the, I don't know why I can't think of this word right now. I'm all about the adrenaline. I wouldn't even say adrenaline, but just the awe. I love being moved in my soul. I love feeling life to its fullest, seeing a beautiful sunset in Hawaii, going for an amazing crafted dinner, or tasting an amazing wine that was very rare, or, just having an experience with friends that doesn't come around that often. Like maybe, I can't even think of examples right now. Standing on the cliffs in Ireland, I just love experiences. I'm not about things. And for me, some people want fancy cars and a big house and stuff like that. That's not really me. I just love living life. Like I love living life. I love helping people live life as well, however they want to do it. So I don't need like a lot of money in my life. Some people want that though, and that's completely okay. That's who you are. I'm not going to judge you for that, right? Right? Money is not, it can be, I'm going to do a whole podcast on money, about the feelings and emotions about wanting money and the desire for money. And, there's a lot of shame and, harsh feelings that come up when talking about money, but it's okay to want money, right? I would argue if you're using your money for unjust or immoral purposes, that's not a good thing. But if you're using your money for good and you're truly a good person at heart, that can go so far. Real quick story. I remember one of this entrepreneur, he loved building houses in Africa. And I know it's kind of cliche, but there's so many people around the world that are poor, and there's poor environments, poor countries, but he loved giving water, clean, fresh drinking water to different areas around the world in different countries of poverty. So he realized that for every like $100 that he made as an entrepreneur, he could build a well to some extent in a village that would provide them with clean water. And when that equation went off for him, guess what happened? His whole thought process, his whole mental cage about feeling icky or nasty inside of him, and the desire to make money, because a lot of times we're like, I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to have that image like where I'm trying to be greedy. I'm trying to make a lot of money. That disappeared for him. It was completely gone, right? Because now he understood what the purpose of his money was for. It was to help others. And so when you're doing that, when you're making money and working towards a greater good, a greater cause in the universe, in the world, right? I'm getting a little woo-woo, but I truly believe this stuff. It can go so far, right? So as long as you utilize your money, you know that you are helping in some greater way. That's really the only thing that matters. So think about, again, going back to my point, think about what you want your money for. Do you want a lot of money? Do you want a little bit of money, but lots of time? And vice versa. Maybe you don't need a lot of time. Maybe you're someone that's like loves to work. You love working all the time. Work, work, work. That's what inspires you. That's what keeps you going. And there's some people like that, right? And so maybe you don't need a lot of time. And so you're just like, I want more money, but I don't need time. Like I'm happy to do work, to fly around, to do speaking engagements, to, consult or do all these different things, that I'll talk about, different business options that everyone has. And maybe you don't need time, right? So what do you need? Like, what do you need? Think about what you need in your life that's going to make you the most happy. Like, when are you the most happy? When does your soul come alive? When do you experience joy and just a flooding of inspiration and motivation in your life, right? Think about those times and think about, is money going to help that, or is time? Because I'd argue everything from time and money, most people's desires stem from one of those or both. That's why I've kind of watered it down to those three options: time, money, or both. Because if you want to play with your kids, you don't need money. You just need more time. If you want to experience, if you want a nice car, you don't really need more time. You need more money, right? If you want to eat fancy dinners, again, you don't need more time. You need more money. If you want to be able to play golf during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you want to live in a little house and drive a crappy car from the 80s, you don't need more money. You just need more time, right? Hopefully light bulbs are going off for you, because this is a very, very important concept for the direction of your life and the way you want to design your life and go about starting your business. And again, like I said, I've reflected upon this over the past 10 years of starting my business and working through these questions. The path that I've taken has been all over the place. And the more I've reflected on this, the more it's helped me make very confident business decisions about what's working for me in my life, what's not working, and the way that I want to run my business and gain opportunities, and what's my next move, like what should be my next step in business. Very, very helpful question. All right, let's go to question number 2. Question number 2, after you've decided that, again, write this down, is, again, okay, I've got this. Where do I start? Like, how do I get this going now? The next question, what do you love doing in life? What do you love doing in life, right? The more you can do what you love or something around that, the happier you're going to be. And when you're happy, your motivation, your inspiration, and your desire to help others will be optimal, will be at the highest level possible. And that's going to help you. That's going to help others. It's going to help the world, right? So what do you love doing in life? Now, I will take any answer that you give me, right? And what I can do for my clients, for the people that I work with, and in, the education, is that if you say you like sitting on the couch and watching Netflix, okay, cool. I'm going to get to the bottom of that, because there is some sort of creativity there or desires. Like it's not just the process of sitting on the couch and watching Netflix. There's some sort of inner depth and reasons there that I'll uncover. Okay, but I want you to try and do this investigative research on your own. And I'd probably argue that not many people are going to say that. Like, really think about what you love doing in life. And once you get your answer, try and go deeper. Like, I love being outside. Okay, I want you to use this process. Ask yourself why. Just keep asking yourself why and uncover the layers, right? Peel back the onion. Why do you love being outside? Because I love the sun. Okay, why do you love the sun? Well, it makes me feel great. Okay, great. Do you like the sun in certain areas, environments? Do you like hiking? Do you like being on the beach? Like, what do you love? Okay. Now, I know this is going to be kind of difficult for a lot of you. It's going to be like strange. You're going to say, how is this going to lead to me starting a business? I'm going to tell you in just a second. I'm going to help you. And again, it's a process, right? So figure out what you love doing in life. Now, my friend that I'm going to be helping, she loves music, right? She loves music. And funny story, I tried so many business ideas to get myself out of my 60-hour work week. Right? I tried so many business ideas on the side while I was still working my job. Okay. And for anyone that says they don't have time to start a business, trust me, I am living proof that I started so many and tried so many businesses and things while I was working 67, 80 hours a week. Okay. So I will never listen to that excuse that you don't have time to do this. I was working in the wee small hours. I don't want to be a cliche, right? But again, anytime I wasn't working at the gym or doing something for the gym, I was working on my project to get myself out. That's how badly I wanted it, right? I tried real estate. I tried multi-level marketing things. I tried just everything, right? Everything, absolutely everything. I tried investment stuff. Crazy. It was just crazy, right? I wrote thousands of handwritten letters when I was doing my real estate project and working at the gym. Okay. But that stuff I never loved. And what happened was like, okay, I asked myself this question, and usually what happens is that it always comes back around to this with the people that I'm working with, or I've seen this so many times in the entrepreneurial world, is that I was like, I love piano. I love music. I'm a musician at heart. I went to school for music. I've been playing jazz piano my whole life. I love playing music. I love creating music with others. I love music. Why don't you start a business around music? And I was like, I'd tried for 4 or 5 years, so many different things. And I was like, what the heck? Duh. Like, why didn't I just do this in the beginning? Right? It was like the greatest epiphany that made me so mad and upset, but like so happy at the same time. I had so many mixed emotions because I was like, how did you not think of this, right? And so I started jazz piano school, and then I was so happy from there on out. And I'm still so happy. I still run jazz piano school. I love music. I love jazz. I'll never stop. Right? I also love doing this. I love helping. What I've learned through my first business, I love helping others. I love educating, and I truly view myself as a teacher that wants to spread motivation, spread inspiration. And like I said, my Enneagram 7, I love bringing new experiences to people and showing them that there is more to life. There is hope. There is inspiration, motivation, like I just said. But think about that question, right? What do you love doing in life? Okay. Just jot it down. You can just sketch out ideas. Just create a journal entry, just rough draft all this, with a pen or a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be clean. It can be messy. Get messy with this, right? Number 3. Okay, we got 2 more. What do you have to give? What do you have to give? Now, this is a very, very difficult question because so many of us think we have nothing to give, right? We think we have absolutely nothing to give. And I want you to spend a lot of time with this question. And ask other people, interview other people, ask people like, what do you like about me? Why are you my friend? Like what attracts you to me? What draws you to me? Right? And think about your gifts as a human being. And a lot of times we think about, okay, like piano, writing, dance, your intelligence, baking. Baking. I was going to say banking, baking, cooking, right? We think about tangible skills, but it doesn't have to be that. It can be charm. It can be humor. It can be hope. It can be empathy. It can be compassion, right? I know friends that if I'm having a hard day or I am struggling with, dark times in life, and I sit with them and they just sit with me, they don't say anything, or maybe they'll say one thing. I just feel better. I don't deliver. I'm not that person, right? That's not my approach. That's not my style in life. I'm the rowdy, like, I'm going to encourage you and inspire you to take action and start doing things. I'm not really the sit there in silence kind of guy. to empathize with you. That's a struggle for me. And like, this is me being vulnerable right now, telling you more about my personality, but that's not who I am. And it's hard for me to do that. And that's why I seek that in other people a lot of times, because I can make myself be super disciplined. I can make myself get up out of bed when I want to, or work on a task when I want to, or do these episodes every single week. I've done almost 300 podcasts now in Jazz Piano School, and the 300th episode is going to be coming up in a couple weeks now, right? I can do that for myself. But as far as inner emotional being and state of mind, like, I need help with that from other people, right? So you may have that gift. You may have my gift, right? What do you have? What are your gifts, right? Think about them and write them down. Okay? The last question, and I'm going to let you go. There's 4 paths. I didn't say this at the beginning of the podcast, and I should have. Still getting used to this format. I'm very used to my Jazz Piano School format. The 4 paths you're going to choose that I teach from are very, very, very important for how you're going to start your business, because they will give you direction. They will give you focus. They will give you a plan. They will give you confidence to start to make change in your life, to get to a spot that you want and hopefully accomplish your dreams, right? Get out of whatever you're doing, or make more money, or get more time, or both. Go to brendanlowe.com/4 and then the word paths to get my free resource on the 4 paths that I coach people through and pick. Okay. And I want you to pick one of the paths that most interests you, that you think you might enjoy the most. And I'll tell you right now, here are the 4 paths. And I've kind of talked about them already, but you're going to hear me keep talking about them because they're so important. And again, this is my teaching system. This is my business system. The first path, in no particular order, any sort of coaching or teaching or educating or program like thing or class, that's going to be path 1. So when a client pays me money to coach them, right, I'm making income from this particular business model, right? It's not passive income because I'm required to sit there and work with them, but this is a particular path. If you're teaching a lesson, if you're educating someone, or giving your knowledge, your expertise, or insights, or helping someone, or your compassion or your empathy to someone, right? Like a therapist or something like that, anyone. Service dogs, service animals, right? They don't make money, but like if you're a service person in some sort of way, you're giving your time, that would really fall under that coaching or educating, that path. Now, you can always do more than one path, and I encourage you to do more than one path. It's going to be multiple streams of incomes, right? Because you want to kind of diversify your income, because if something in that particular path starts to go awry, then you have your other passive income paths maybe, which brings me to the other 2 paths in the 4 paths that I teach. So let's say that's number 1. And again, these are not in prioritized order. You can pick whatever one you want. Number 2, developing a course, developing some educational course that is going to help you, that you can sell to others because they want the education and the knowledge you have. And again, this can be about anything. It can be about being in the sun. There's courses out there on everything: yoga, music, working out, therapy, being happy, inspiration, like how to find inspiration. That's a course. How to be more empathetic. That's a course. How to be more charmful. That's a course. It doesn't have to be a tangible thing. There's literally courses on anything. Okay. Number 3 is going to be membership. Developing some sort of membership that people can subscribe to. That's going to be really a great one. And again, number 2 and 3, the course and the membership, are going to be passive versions of income. Passive versions of income, meaning these can sell. You've recorded them, you've done them already, and they don't require that much of your time. So you're actually creating more time for yourself. And then number 4 is a personal brand, like a personal artistry brand. This means if you're a musician, finding ways to elevate your musician business in different ways. If you're a dance performer, finding ways to elevate your dance performance business. And again, what I'm going to help this musician with probably is path number 4, her personal artistry brand, but also starting to introduce some of the other paths to her, right? So if her business slows down, her music business, her personal artistry business, let's say she's not gigging, she's not going on tour that much, she still has income from her passive income, maybe from Patreon, her membership, a course she's created on songwriting for others. Who knows? This is what I'm going to work with her on. But she would still have that other income, besides her personal artistry brand. So the personal artistry brand is really a path for kind of like your self business, however you kind of want to think about that. And again, I'll get more into other examples in the future, but just to reiterate the 4 paths, again, in no particular order: coaching, education, group programs, any sort of classes, things like that, one-on-one client work in any sort of format, developing a course, selling your course, developing a membership, selling your membership, and your personal artistry brand, again, kind of speaking events if you're in that field, education through your self-worth. If you're a musician, obviously elevating your music business through not just gigs, but merch, funnels, email marketing, working with other musicians, maybe consulting with other musicians to help them in different areas that they may need help with, schools, institutions, just doing more with your personal artistry brand. A lot of people, musicians especially, even when I'm a musician, they think it's just about playing gig and making money, right? You play the concert, you make money. There's so much more to leverage in a music business. I've helped so many musicians run merch promos with email marketing, experiences that musicians would sell, private concerts, all these things. All of these things can take shape, right? Using online digital marketing and different types of strategies that I teach them and help them with to expand their business and not just do the whole, okay, I show up for a gig, I get paid. I go dance, I get paid. I write a book, I get paid. Now, writing a book at least comes with royalties or future passive income copies, which is nice, right? Maybe if you're a private chef and you cook a private meal for someone, you get paid. That's like a gig, right? If you're a private chef and you cook, you go to someone's house, you cook a meal for someone, you get paid. That's a gig. If you show up and you play a concert, you get paid. That's a gig, right? And that's it. But how can you expand your business? And obviously private chefs and stuff like that, they're developing courses. Think about Gordon Ramsay's enterprise, his business enterprise. He has so many ways of making money. It's absolutely insane. But think about where he started. He started as a chef, and now look at his business. He's got restaurants. He's got TV shows. He can cook for others. He can cook for celebs and make hundreds of thousands of dollars just based on one meal, right? He can do interviews. He can speak. He can teach. Like, there's so many possible ways for him to make money through his complete enterprise as being a chef. And that's what I'm here to help musicians do, other artists, creatives, anybody really, in a field or a passion that they love. That's why question 2 is so important. What do you love doing in life? Gordon gets to cook and do what he loves in life and makes millions of dollars. That's available for everyone. That's available for you to do as well. You don't have to be doing something that you hate. You don't have to be working 60 hours doing something that you despise and soul sucking for you, right? All right. I get off on tangents because I'm passionate, but all right, question number 4 is you want to pick your path. Again, go to brendanlowe.com/4 in the word paths. You can download that free resource, which will go into depth about the pros and cons of each one of those 4 paths that I just talked about. All right, hope you guys are still there watching. This is very important information. Hope you guys have enjoyed these questions. Again, hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. If you don't want to watch on YouTube, you can go to any streaming platform, listen to the audio version. Here are the 4 questions again. What do you want? Number 1, time, money, or both. Write it down. Think about it. Reflect on it. Talk to your friends. Talk to your partners. Talk to your parents. Talk to anybody about this, right? Try to discern what is coming up for you emotionally, for your desires and wants in life. Okay? What do you love doing in life, right? What inspires you? What tickles your fancy? Like, what gives you goosebumps? What brings that awe and wonder and just astonishment to you in life that you just want to do over and over and over again? Okay. Number 3, what do you have to give? What do you have to give? And listen to me very closely. You have something to give. You do. You do. Everybody has something to give, and you have something to give. You may not know what it is. Okay, that's all right. But it's up to you to figure it out. It's on you. The responsibility is on you to figure it out. Ask your friends, ask your family, and I promise you, it will lead you to discovering about yourself and understanding what your special power is, what you have to give in the world, like how you work through the world and give and help others and put smiles on other people's faces and help them, okay? And finally, question number 4, what path do you want to start with? So you're going to pick one of the paths. In my free resource, go to brendanlowe.com, BRENDEN, Brendan Lowe, Lowe. Did I forget my own name? I don't know. brendanlowe.com/4 paths, plural. Download the free resource and pick the path that most interests you, that you want to start with. And there's pros and cons. So look over the pros and cons in the resource and see how that aligns with your time, your money, your desires in life, and where you want to be. Because again, coaching, working with clients, that requires a lot of your time. So if you want more time, I probably wouldn't recommend starting with that particular path. If you want more time, I'd probably recommend starting with a passive income path. If you want more money, membership, and all these pros and cons are in there. A membership or course, it takes a long time to kind of build up that passive income, but a quicker way to get more money is through coaching and using different types of strategies that I like to teach around coaching or educating. So that may be the path for you. If you want more money, you already have the time, but you want more money. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I'm going to be doing continuing this obviously for the foreseeable future. I'm looking forward to bringing on some guests in my show, previous clients I've worked with, some guests that I see around the entrepreneurial stratosphere and universe. I follow lots of people's podcasts. I read lots of books. I have amazing guests that I want to bring in that I see that have kind of just started on their journey, but they're doing amazing things with their life. And that's going to be so much fun because I'm going to interview them. I'm going to get to talk to them. And this is what inspires me. Like, I love hearing about wonder and belief and accomplishment and people that have really just set their mind on giving out through the universe and created a wonderful business that has helped not only themselves, but so many other people as well that enjoy what they're giving out to the world. Okay, that's going to be really, really fun. I do want to cover the paths in depth before I get to the guests. So I do have some guests kind of upcoming in the future, but I'm going to cover some paths first and then go into all of that. So we're getting into the spring and summer. It's so nice to be able to finally wear t-shirts and things like that. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, hit like and subscribe if you like this, and then go ahead and download the podcast or subscribe to the podcast. Go to brendanlowe.com, check out the resources I have available. And if you are interested in working with me or want to, just proceed forward in a deeper manner around changing your life, around accomplishing your desires for more, starting a business, or just seeing what's possible, just shoot me an email. Okay. I love talking with people and I love connecting with people. Brendan at brendanlowe.com. It's my email, my personal email. I read them all. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll talk to you later.